So I've been very angry and upset about this conservative Christian nationalist movement over the last 10 years because of Trump and all the crap he's promoted. But over the last year, it's gotten so extreme. It's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And to top it off, on Sunday, Trump posted on Truth Social an AI picture of himself dressed up as Jesus Christ, where he is depicting himself as a savior like Jesus Christ healing some man. And that just shows what kind of a narcissist dictator this guy is. I mean, there he is playing God, trying to pretend he's the earthly American savior. And all these dumb conservative Christians fall for it. They buy into it and worship him. I mean, this is just awful how Trump, he uses so many dumb conservative Christians to gain power as a dictator and to promote the rich white privilege. And then to take control over anyone who isn't either an elite on top or anyone who isn't part of the rich white American ideology that supports his movement. It's just a control grab. And he's using the Christian religion to do it. And all these conservative Christians are buying into it, and then now they're using it so they can gain power and control over anyone else. This Christian nationalism is extremely dangerous, by the way. I mean, it's especially when it's being promoted by this narcissist tyrant, low grade a human being. That's very dangerous. It's just it's scary. And what really disturbs me is that over 60% of so-called Christians, people who call themselves Christians, voted for Trump in 2024. And over 70% of white Christians voted for Trump in 2024. That just makes me so disgusted. All these people that call themselves Christians were willing to vote for this terrible human being. The third time he ran for president, they're still willing to vote for him. This just proves all the moral deficiency that is present in the organized Christian religion. It's just awful. And then in this post, of course, he made, Trump was trying to just play God again. Pretend he is a healer, which he isn't. He's the opposite of that. And to pretend he is a savior who actually feels compassion. And all these dumb Republicans think he's like the American savior that was sent by God. That's what they believe. And why does this fascist Republican Party treat him like that? Why do they treat him like he's an American savior? It just makes me so angry that they fall for this crap. Trump is the exact opposite of what Christ represented. But all his conservative Christian nationalist supporters, they don't have a problem with that because they feel that the Christian nationalist white supremacy movement gives them the power to play God. It gives them the power to play God and judge people instead of serving God's people. So instead of serving God's people and trying to be decent human beings, they just use their faith, their so-called faith, to just play God so they can be the judges of anyone who doesn't fit into the rich white American ideology. And Trump is promoting that. And then this tyrant got on Truth Social last Tuesday. With this war in Iran, he said, a whole civilization could die in one night. I mean, isn't that awful that he's just going out of his way to promote violence and to do it in a way just to make himself look powerful and have his ego boosted? Shouldn't that set off a lot of red flags to all you dumb conservative Christians? That this guy just wants a bunch of power and control, more than he already has? How is promoting all that violence and the power that he has being a Christ-like healer? That is not anything like Christ. And it sure isn't pro-life either, by the way. It's not pro-life. I know all you conservatives like to claim that you're pro-life. And then demonize everyone else who doesn't vote for Trump and say that they're not pro-life, but you think you're perfect pro-life Christians just because you support Trump, the dictator. But you're not pro-life at all. And then one of Trump's key guys in his Nazi regime, another white Christian nationalist, he was praying for overwhelming violence a couple weeks ago with these operations we're doing in Iran. He was praying for overwhelming violence. It's like he's going out of his way in his prayers just to exercise this control he feels he has. Just because he says he believes in God, he feels like he has all this control, like he is God. Just wanting to play God and promote the violence and all the power he has in his position in the name of God. I mean, isn't that awful? It is. It's awful. And both Trump and Hegseth, they're morally corrupt, anti-life human beings. I mean, Hegseth, he's just another powerful tyrant who uses the Christian religion as a weapon and a justification for all his violence and control. That's all he is. I mean, him and Trump, they're both womanizers, cheated on their wives. But somehow, mega Christians, they don't seem to have a problem with that because they're rich, white, powerful white men. They feel that if rich, white, powerful men are womanizers, that's totally fine. That's the way they feel. They just worship the white supremacy in this country and rich people. You know, and last time I checked, adultery is a sin. And a lot of atheists and people of other religions would agree with me 100% on that. I don't need a Bible to prove that it's a sin and that it's wrong. And a lot of people would agree with me on that. But even though Trump is a womanizer, white supremacist dictator, all these so-called conservative Christians, they won't speak out about it because Trump is rich and white. He's a rich, white, powerful man. So they won't speak out about it because they know that he's going to preserve the rich white privilege, and that's what they want. And that'll gain them control to use their religion as a weapon to demonize anyone who doesn't fit in to the rich white American ideology, or anyone who speaks out against it. Anyone who dissents against Trump or questions the conservative movement by one bit is going to get demonized and called evil by these conservative Christian white nationalists and Trump's Nazi regime. Isn't that awful? And they'll do it in the name of God. Yeah. And it scares me so much how all these conservative Christians, they all say that America was found as a Christian nation. We're such a Christian nation. Well, when I think about a Christian nation, I think about the teachings of Christ and what Jesus Christ represented. Then I think about all these things America has represented, all the oppression and racism, and I start to realize that this stuff is nothing Christ would have approved of. Was slavery Christ-like? What would a Jesus Christ thought of slavery for the first 100 years of this country? What about the racial segregation? What would Christ think of that? Would Christ support that? Oh, what about throwing kids in concentration camps? Just because they're not white and because they don't have legal documentation. Just throw them in concentration camps of rotten malnutrition. Separate them from their families. Would Christ approve of that? Of course not. Of course not. And none of that's pro-life either. But they'll do anything they can to play God so they can feel like they have power and control over everyone else. When is this going to stop, people? When will all you conservative Christians finally just wake up and step out of your comfort zone and speak out against this crap and cruelty? I mean, if you voted for him in 2024, you're unhappy with what he's done and you're angry about it, then speak out against it. Quit sitting in silence in your rich white privilege and just going on with your normal life. quit sitting in silence. Speak out against it and step out of your comfort zone. I mean, all of us just wake up and come together as a whole and say enough is enough. Because I think we've reached that point a while ago where enough is enough. We need to all come together and say we're going to resist fascism, regardless of if we lose our jobs because of it or suffer financially for a while because of it. Because that's what it's going to take to end this whole Nazi regime and this whole fascist takeover of America. I mean, we've reached a point where enough is enough, and at least those of us who are angry about it need to unite somehow and resist it. And it might take suffering financially, losing jobs, quit supporting a lot of the economy to stop this, to resist it. And until we do that, this oppressed nation will just continue to get worse and worse. Have a good day.